Hello everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed my summer forecast number 3 part 1 of 2, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Now I'm gonna get to part 2 of 2, which will be mainly about hurricanes. And there is there is something to talk about, and it's not just 1 or 2 minutes. So I'll start with the landfall risk outlook. So this is the landfall risk. And, hang on a second. Okay, here we go. So, and this is the key. So, we got a green area along coastal Texas. Now, that's a low threat. So, if you live in Houston, Galveston, Corpus Christi, or Brownsville, you have primarily low threat for landfalls. Where if you go into coastal Louisiana and Mississippi, that's where you get a medium risk for landfalls. So when there's a medium risk, that means that you might have a landfall. It's not a certainty that there'll be a landfall there, but it means that you'll certainly have to watch for like some storm heading your way there. Now if you get into the red area, that's a high risk for landfalls. So starting from southeastern Mississippi eastward, southwestern Alabama, Florida Panhandle, and western coastal Florida, much of western coastal Florida except the Keys, pretty much this area, it does look like there is the best chance for hurricane landfalls in this red area. So when you get a higher risk for landfalls, that means you have to be really prepared for at least a couple or maybe several landfalls for you. Yeah. Then as we get into southern Florida, that's a medium risk. For the Keys and southeastern Florida, that's a medium risk. And here, there's a low risk. And now I'm gonna explain why. So in this area, there's a low risk for landfalls because there's gonna be high pressure in here. That'll pretty much black out the storms in this area, so that means like hurricanes will come from here and they will come here, or they'll come here, but they cannot come here. No. So that's why there will probably be no landfalls in this area. There might be even no risk in this area, but it cannot completely exclude the risk of a landfall in this area. Farther along the Carolina coast, you get a slightly higher risk, but some of this area might still be a low risk. But farther as you get into coastal Virginia, coastal Maryland, and the southern half of New Jersey, that's where you get a high and moderate medium risk for landfalls. Because when you get a system out of here that comes up here, it might landfall as you see here, but usually I think they would be coming somewhere close to the coast here. They would not be landfalling, but they might landfall briefly. And then in northern New Jersey and southern New England, that's where you get a high risk for landfalls again. Still, this area has the higher risk, but this area still has a low end higher risk for landfalls, because when this will be the main track, but here we'll be having this secondary track to that skims right by Cape Cod. So perhaps Cape Cod has a good chance of some landfalls in the Boston area. farther up they usually would turn right, so this area has a lesser chance of landfall. Now I'm gonna go to my total hurricane season outlook, like the totals. Okay, here we are, and so the total named storms, I think there'll be 14 to 16 tropical tropical depression storms and hurricanes. Of them, 9 to 10 will be hurricanes, and that's a pretty large number. And of these 9 to 10, there might be 2 to 4 major hurricanes, so that's very exciting. And of all these storms, there might be 4 to 5 landfalls. Now, I would say Gulf Coast, I would say 3 to 4 landfalls. And New England would be 1 to 2 landfalls. That's what I think. Yeah, because that'll still be the secondary track. And then Southeast Coast, no landfalls probably. And Mid-Atlantic Coast also not probably probably very brief landfalls, which will turn into bigger ones once they reach New England. Now I'm gonna go to the overall setup, and I got to remain on this page a little bit. So, here's the overall setup for the summer. And you see this U.S. Weather Plus Summer Forecast number 3, overall summer setup and storm tracks. So first of all, we'll be having hurricanes that come out of the eastern Atlantic Ocean, and then there'll be 2 tracks. So the first main track will be here, and this circle I put in here, that's where it would usually landfall. From there, there's a weaker chance, and there will be much weaker, but there'll still be a chance that depressions will go farther up here. But then we have another storm track with systems coming out of the Pacific. It will come through the Pacific Northwest, through the high plains, down to the Midwest. And here where these 2 systems face. And this area will be prone to severe weather because warm air will be going in from. Okay, hang on a second. Let's put it like this. Okay. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So warm air will be coming in from here, and cold air will be coming in from here, and these will meet. And since the storms will come like this, here the cold air, here the warm air, there'll be severe weather in this area. Plus, this storm will be coming here, so they'll phase, and there'll be heavy precipitation in this area. So I think I haven't added a well above average precipitation area in this area, but I think I might add it with the next outlook. With the final outlook, I will see how the Jamstack runs for May go. And then the storm heads off here, and then I'm gonna get to the secondary track. So as you see here, there's another track. And the hurricanes will come up the east coast. However, they will not come up here and landfall in this area because there will be high pressure in here. In fact, I have made a little mistake. I would say the lowest threat would be in here. For landfalls, they will be in here. in the medium threat in this area, because they still might try to go here, although it's still pretty unlikely. But definitely they will not be able to go here, because there's just a blockage here. However, they'll definitely go up this way, and then as you see here, they might be skimming here the coast. And then here, you see this dashed circle? Now this is where there's a possibility of a landfall. And these two tracks, they almost phase. As you see, one goes here, and one goes here. Now there's a possibility they will phase or landfall here. And then as you see, it follows right along the coast of Connecticut and Rhode Island, and probably landfalls in Cape Cod. So if you live in southeastern Massachusetts, in Rhode Island, or extreme southern Connecticut, as well as the eastern half of Long Island, you have a very good chance of landfalls. Probably as good as in this area. But there'll be a positive PNA over much of the west and middle parts of the country. So there'll be a ridge over the west and a trough for the east, because there'll be a minus NAO. There'll also be a little bit of a southeast ridge. So like there'll be, let me show you the jet stream. Hang on. So I think the jet stream will be like this. Let me change the color for this. Okay, here we go. So I think the jet stream will be like this. With a trough here, and then a ridge right along the coast. That's what I think. So probably a southeast ridge is possible for this area. That's where there's a ridge, but there's a trough for this area, including the northeast. And there is a big ridge over here, and it will be a big heat wave. You could be breaking even, maybe there could be record-breaking temperatures in here, in this area, but I'm not 100% positive it will happen. So I hope you join. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment on this video, because many people disagree about the hurricanes. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. But overall, I think I explained everything. And my final summer forecast send date will be it'll be on June 1st, and I think I'll be sorry for that. I think there will be three parts on June 1st. So the first part will be the jam stack run. The second part will be temperature, severe weather, drought, and precipitation. And the third part will be the hurricanes and setup, as in this case, but we'll add the jam stack runs. And will be all completed in one day on June 1st. Now stay tuned to all the updates. I may be making another video tonight concerning a different topic about a chance of thunderstorms throughout the week, and then a major thunderstorm throughout for the weekend and much of next week. So stay tuned to US Weather Plus, and feel free to comment, like, and share. We really would really like to have your feedback and comment if you have any questions. So thank you for watching, and have a great Tuesday evening. Stay tuned for my next video, either tonight or tomorrow. Bye.